Meditation, when I came back from India, became a part of our design process and everyday practice. And what happens as meditators, you become much more refined in the way you develop products. In the same way, dressing a loom, individually threaded into the loom in a sequential order. What we do is we do a lot of reviews of what's happening around the world. And when we start seeing parallels of what's happening, we start recognizing that there's themes that we should be thinking about. So a couple years ago, we were like, we should do a collection called The Fabric of Space. When we launched this product, it was exactly at the same time that NASA launched the Space Shuttle. Each decision that we make within our collection has to do with the lightening of our footprint, to the point that we don't launch that many products, but what we launch is really essential or has biodegradability as a part of the story or recycled content. Our studio is in the East Village of New York City, and I actually live there. The first floor is the design studio, and we have about 1,000 fabrics on our fabric wall, all pinned up. It's all done by chroma and hue and tone and value, and so you get to see the entire breadth of the loom line. And all of my associates are sitting there, and they're on their computers either creating their pattern development or working on process development or marketing and creating concepts and things like that. And then in the lower level, we have our production loom where we do our product development samples there. And that's a really important part of our process, is creating from scratch our materials. And then if you go upstairs before the first floor where everyone is sitting, it turns from public into a more private space. This is my kind of living room, but it's also our video conference room, and it's also my dining room. And then on the top floor is my private loom for my weaving commissions and creating woven sculptures. So it's definitely a work-live experience. Work doesn't feel like work. Work feels like play, and my life right now, mine is really about mentoring and sharing, from the sheen of the fiber to how it's twisted together, to how it's dyed and the colors and the contrast levels of the colors on the individual fibers that we're spinning. We have a story to tell, that each fabric individually has a lifespan that gives one the ability to understand the story, so that the architects and designers can then use that information, whether it's the color direction or the color palette or the reason behind the fabric, to share with their clients and have a clear mission of why they selected that fabric for that particular project that they're working on.